Vibes in 3, 2.
And 3, 2, 1. You ready? What's up, y'all? We got the dog James Conner in here, the JC.
We back.
My guy. So real quick, I want to dive right into it. What year was it? 2000 when you came to the
we're gonna get to 2015.
Yeah, let's get right to where like the connection started between us.
2013.
So 2013, I get a DM. I remember. I get a DM. I'm in Pittsburgh. I get a DM from University of Pittsburgh football team. Was it you or just like one of your homies?
It was one of the homies.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, we're going to pull up. And like my thing is like athletes, take care of the athletes wherever. Because really being, we talked about it a little bit, but being independent, like a niche, like the athlete, like the niche for me, for my fan base is like athletes, either ex-athletes, people that like sports, all the real cosigns I have, all the real cool people that fuck with Mike Stud, they're athletes. You know what I mean? It lives in that world. So I get the DM, you come through, you came to the show where Altar Bar?
Altar Bar.
What was your experience through your eyes? Were you really a fan, or was it your boy and you just kind of came and rocked?
It was the homie. Yeah, we speaking facts. It was the homie.
My boy keep it 100.
Yeah, always. My boy Matt, he was like, hey, you trying to go to this concert tonight? Mm-hmm. And I was like, who performed? He was like, do my stuff, baseball player I do. Gave me the quick rundown.
Mm-hmm. You're that guy.
He said, he played me a couple of videos on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Seen you pouring shots, seen you acting a fool on stage.
Yes.
He said, bro, bitches be there, everybody be there. I said, come on, let's pull up.
Pull up.
Tried to pull up, tickets sold out. Mm-hmm. So then he hit me like, we DM'd you.
That's what happened, okay.
He was like, let me just see if he can get us in there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe fuck with the athletes.
Yeah.
DM'd you said, yeah, you're going to take care of us at the door. I was like, all right, so we pulled up, and then I was at the tour bus.
You came on the bus.
Came on the bus for a quick.
I
know you don't remember.
Exactly.
Hey, quick. So we wasn't on there long.
Was it before or after? Was I already fucked up?
That was before.
Okay.
That was before the show.
Surprised I don't remember.
Yeah. What was your level before the show? You was on one?
I mean, to be completely honest, bro, like it varies. Like I'll go from. There's certain times, but we're talking about 5 days a week. Like when we're on tour, it's 5 nights a week we're playing a show, or 4 or 5. So like as much as I am a wild motherfucker, and I was more wild then, like. It's kind of before, like, I realized, like, bro, if I'm going to do this for a long time, like, I'm going to fucking die if I do this. So I would say at that time, I probably was on a little wave. Now, there'll be, like, I'd say half the time I'll, like, only have a few beers.
Yeah.
Something light. Because then I know you've seen us on stage. Yeah. Like, we go in.
You're taking it there.
No artists, like, I mean, I think some country artists do shit like that, like drink some whiskey on stage or whatever. I'm fucking raging on stage.
Yeah,
I'm raging.
It's not to the degree that y'all doing it.
Yeah.
And like I said, that was 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
not surprised you don't remember. But yeah, just on the bus real quick, man. And then the show was so turned, but everybody was rocking with you. They knew all the words, and that was some time ago. And yeah, you brought them out. You brought everybody out. I think you had your parents there actually.
I might have.
And I was like, okay, bro's a stand-up dude. Like he's official. It's like because he made his mind up. He gonna do what he do because the shit y'all was doing. Parents, everybody else wouldn't be showing that, but I can tell your people is on your side and your crew around you are solid. So yeah, man, was following it for some time, and then we linked back up years later. And
just now, so where were we last time? Some weird venue. What the fuck was that venue we were just at, Kilmer? You remember?
Foxtail.
So my agent's like, yeah, like Pittsburgh was kind of a tough place venue-wise. Like there's a few, and we couldn't get the big one. Being independent, it's kind of hard to get the right venues. Like we gotta, because usually like record labels can call in, like be like, yo, we need our guy like coming to this tour, so they bump us, Mm-hmm. So we go. It's like a club, really. Like it's not club, really a venue. It's like more like a club.
It's Pittsburgh though. It ain't LA. It ain't New York. It's Pittsburgh. So
but you pulled up and the fucking fans were going bonkers. It was good.
Yeah, you showed me love. You stopped the music.
And who is your dog? Yeah, of course.
That was T-Boy. Actually, he was with me.
A Bengal. He's on the
Bengals. Yeah, second round.
He's a good dude. I've been linking, talking to him.
Yeah,
a little bit.
he's smooth. So.
Yeah. So I want to just catch up real quick. I mean, the whole idea of this, like, it's pretty new. I've been having mainly athletes, but really, like, it's crazy because I did a little research, talking to a guy who's never rehearsed for like 800 shows in my life. I don't really rehearse, but I wanted to dive in a little bit. I want to bring up a bunch of shit but I want you to kind of walk us through. The whole idea of this is really just like, I'm trying to, for my platform, like I realized over the last few years especially, most of the DMs, fan mail, people reaching out to me are like kids looking for direction or in tough spot, that trying to understand my psyche, like, because we honestly are like weirdly aligned. We have similarities in our stories a little bit with injuries and but your story is fucking crazy.
Crazy, bro.
And I didn't really know to the extent. I remember I tweeted you, that video went viral. We're actually gonna pull it up and watch it. But
he said, bro, I didn't even know about this.
I was just like, dude, I was like fucking in the airport. I think I was like crying. People were looking at me. It was emotional fucking video. I'm like weirdly, I've become a lot more like spiritual and like emotional. I used to be way more of just like a jock, you know what I mean? Like whatever, you know?
Reason to be.
But I was like, man, I was really moved by it. So I want to dive into it. Really what I'm trying to get out of this whole platform in this podcast is just like showing, you know, a big thing for me. This next album is called Keep Going. Mm-hmm. I have it tatted right here. You should get it tatted.
I got room. I'm about to sleeve the other arm up.
Are you going to sleeve it?
I probably will.
You're going to sleeve it? Yeah.
Will. Why not?
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just the mind frame it takes to persevere.
Right.
Anyone who's successful, anyone who's going to be sitting in this chair in one way or another had to persevere through something, you know, and some more severe than others, some, you know, physical, some mental. Right. I'm really interested in the mental side of it. I know what rehab is, trust me, you know. But more so just understanding the psyche of what it takes to overcome something. And just kind of, we'll chop it up, but should I bring up the thing now? Let's start with this, because if you guys aren't familiar, I want you guys to see this.
Let them know.
Just made a heater for anyone wondering. You guys will hear it at some point. Yeah, this is the video. So this is the video I saw in the airport, and I was just breaking down. I don't even know. I was literally, people were like, "You all right, bro?" Like, I was just like, sheesh, I had no idea. So we'll watch it.
It might get you the second time too, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you watch it again, shit, it might get me.
How do you feel? Yeah, exactly. We'll watch most of it. Yeah.
Final 10 picks in the third. 7.
James Conner, who had the devastating diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma, as he potentially gets picked maybe today.
Yeah, you can kind of narrate. You'll be able to hear if you want.
Okay.
Really wasn't trying to talk right here. I was pissed.
That's the first thing I noticed. I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, mom's trying to make you feel better. I'm like, shut the fuck up, mom. Like, I love you.
Me? Just
As the
homie.
final picks in day 2 wind down, Conner
knew I
is
recognized
running out of chances.
On the board. All right. With the 101st pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos.
So before, let's stop it. When that phone rings, what happened right there? I know the feeling.
Oh my gosh, shit. Like, I don't know. 412, so check it out. My agent, both of our agents was working. And they said, he talked to the Steelers. The Steelers said, don't answer the phone unless you see a 412 number. I'm like, bro, like, whoever calls this phone, I'm picking up.
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But it was 412, so I knew it was the Berg. So
you knew, at this point, you knew you were going to go somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah, because they said.
But this was the end of the third round.
3 picks left, though. So it's like, I do know, but they could just be like, whatever, we're going to wait to the fourth round.
Right.
And the fourth round is the next day. This right here is like 11:30 at night.
And let me put this out there. I love that you're at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
It's the fucking funniest. It's the
Like,
best thing ever. It's the best thing ever, bro. That's exactly. I'd probably be at Hooters. It'd be something like that. Yo, where were we? I had a #1 album drop independently like 3 years ago. We were at Hooters. Just in the middle of nowhere. Just,
We're not going to change up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's keep going.
Coach, how you doing?
Hey, where are you? You in Erie?
Yes, sir, I'm in Erie.
Hey, look, get in the car and drive down. We're not going to reimburse you for your gas miles.
I'm playing. I'm all serious and shit.
I love that you're like, I don't need it.
Congratulations, man, to you and your family, man. We're excited for you. More importantly, man, we're excited about you being a Steeler.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This is about where I started crying when I saw it first.
The bro. My
That's
bro.
your
It's
big
like,
brother right there?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 5, bro.
Wow.
So the first one, like.
That's crazy. Were they all athletes as well?
They were, yeah, but none of them play in college.
They look like big boys.
Yeah. I'm the littlest one out of all of them.
Wow. How?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
How big's your pops?
Pops, that's my pops right there in the black cat. He like
Great
5'11".
fucking jeans over there.
Right.
Sheesh. Yeah, these tears are just so authentic. I love it. So when you watch this, you get emotional again? As it puts you back?
Bro, because I put myself in the moment again. Like,
Yeah.
I can feel them touching me, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's so fire, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm so happy too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm excited to go to work. I promise you, you're going to get everything I got and then some.
Look at that.
There it is. There we go. There we go.
You weren't lying.
Now, with the 105th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select James Conner.
Try not to cry. Yeah, that's just real family love.
Family love.
Which is probably the best thing in the world. When you get older and you get money.
You see me on that shit.
Yeah, I love
Let me know. Because that's the... He used to whip my ass growing up, bro. Like,
I was just going to ask, so were they part of your training and just making you stronger? And
every day it's like, come home from school, drop that book bag, we miss wrestling.
They were running.
Okay. We running. I wish I could do that shit 100 times over, bro.
Is this the best moment of your life?
Easily.
So even after the success of what's going on since, this is still your favorite moment.
Yeah, bro. Like the Pro Bowl is cool and everything, but the draft day, like waiting for the phone call, that's what you growing up. That's how you like waiting for draft day. Draft day. So yeah.
I'm not even sure if this isn't really the video I saw. It captures part of it, but really, obviously didn't really know. I think it said it in the beginning, but walk us through what the fuck happened. Yeah. So you in 2000. So you're a junior. This is a year after I met you.
Yeah.
Junior, you're balling out.
Yeah.
And you're from this. You're from Erie.
I can walk you through it.
You're from Erie. Yeah, walk us through.
Yeah. From Erie, PA, it's like 2 hours north of Pittsburgh. So it's still, yeah, you know.
Your boy's been there.
Yeah.
You're talking to somebody who's been in every little town, little shitty town playing shows.
You already know.
Yeah.
And so it's like coming back early, like middle class family, like, you know, we didn't really have it growing up. When I was in high school, going into my senior year, I'm like I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Bro, I had a 1.7 GPA going into my senior year. I used to have to do school from 7 to 2, then 2 to 4, just to be eligible for college. I went to the prospect camp at Pitt. They gave me a full scholarship at the camp. So I'm like, shit. Like, they don't do that often. It's 150 kids.
Not
at
a
the camp.
huge program at the time. They've grown since.
Yeah, grown since. Like, we had national champions and shit back in the day, though, like in the 70s with Marino and Dorset and all them.
Oh,
boys.
really?
Yeah, from way back.
Fucking Marino went there?
Yeah, Marino. Yeah.
Wow.
See? You got to
I didn't know that.
Get hit.
Yeah.
But at Pitt, bro, I'm balling. Like, I beat out Jameis Winston for the ACC Player of the Year, offensive and overall.
Wow.
Like, the Cowboys.
What year?
2014.
Okay. So the year I saw you.
Yeah. First team All-American. Like,
as a sophomore.
The Cowboys, me and like Zeke going back and forth. And the Cowboys at the practice every day. They got the 4th overall pick. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to go 4th overall to the Cowboys. Grew up a Cowboys fan too, actually. Junior year come, I'm like, I'm about taking a Heisman.
Yeah.
First game of the season, I got 100 yards, 2 touchdowns already by the second quarter. Balling like.
I know it happens.
It's easy. You know what I'm saying? And then tear my damn knee. And as a running back, I'm like, this is the worst thing in the world. Awesome. Like, running back is an ACL injury. You know, it ain't cool. So I'm rehabbing for that, trying to make a comeback before the season ends. And then I'm rehabbing and shit, and night sweats, bro. I'm getting like 15 minutes of sleep a night, like going through it. Like, that's the, you know, sleep. Who don't love sleep? That's the worst shit in the world.
Necessary, the most necessary thing, yeah.
Ever. And then so doctors, I get some tests done. I got a tumor surrounding my heart, bro. Like, my heart right here, a tumor's growing all around it. And it's pressing. You got 2 main veins in your chest.
It's Hodgkin's lymphoma, right?
Hodgkin's lymphoma, yeah. And the vein, doctor told me about had a week left. He said, you got about a week. If you didn't get this treated, you had about a week. At the rate it was growing. So I think about that shit every day. Like, I got to go hard. Like,
yeah, that's what I wanted to get to. That's what it did to you.
So
now walk us through, like, mentally. This is really more what I'm interested in.
Right.
It's like, it's fascinating. I'm a huge power of the mind guy. I've become that more and more. But when I look back, I realized I was manifesting shit, even though subconsciously I didn't really know. Like, I didn't have that, like, oh no, I'm gonna have positive thoughts. So I basically had what you had to my elbow. I was a pitcher, had Tommy John.
Yeah, see.
So it's the same thing essentially.
Yeah.
You know, like
the worst that could happen in your
position. The worst that could happen
in your situation.
Exactly. And I wish, you know, like, bro, I look back and I was just kind of like, I don't even know how to put it. Not that I didn't. It was just kind of. It's all kind of foggy how I used to think.
I feel the same way about it. It's like, how did I get through this? Like, how's my mental so tough?
Yeah.
You know?
And I realized, like, that's why I'm here. Because I stayed positive. like everybody around me, my family was very involved. They would come down, drive, blue collar family, regular family.
Right.
I was always like the kid in the town that was good at the sport, had a chance, I was from Rhode Island though. I'm talking, this is the opposite of a baseball place. Like it's cold a lot. You got guys in Texas playing 11 months out of the year.
Year round.
I'm playing 2, 3, and then I'm playing basketball and waiting for it to get warm again, you know? And it's just, you don't see it much. And then I go to Duke and it was like crazy, but I wasn't going to play much at Duke. And then I had an All-American year, freshman All-American. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to go in the first few rounds for sure. Maybe the first. Same shit. Junior draft year. Baseball, you can't get drafted until junior year.
Okay, yeah, same.
So
3 years.
That year, pop.
On a pitch, just like on one single pitch, or was it something over
Well,
time?
it was, I had elbow pain, you know what I mean? Or discomfort. But I was assured by doctors, like, hey, let's just rehab, So we played it slow. And they're like, yo, next year, like the actual pain actually happened sophomore season.
Okay.
So we're like, yo, let's take it light. You know what I mean? Like this year really doesn't matter technically because I can't get drafted. I already had a great year, established who I am, what I am, Junior year, I've rehabbed. I'm like, I've played it slow. We've taken care of it. Pop. Another 16 months. This is like a 12 to 16 months minimum. Yeah. Really weird, like long, traumatic thing for your elbow. I don't know if you know this, but in base like in sports science, throwing a ball overhand is the most stressful, also the most unnatural movement in all of sports.
I've heard.
So if you think about a baseball, like you can go out and tax your knees every day, day in and day out. You're gonna be fine the next day. Yeah, you'll be sore, obviously, but this shit, bro, you pitch a game, I can't throw from me to him for like 3 days, completely done. So it's every pitcher pitches like every 6 days.
Yeah, that's why they rotate so crazy.
Because it's really that unnatural for your arm, you know? So that should happen. But diving back into it, I want to dive into like, if you remember what the fuck was going on here. So I can't even imagine having this and then in the middle of that, having something life-threatening like that. So life-threatening and so crazy. So if you can remember, just walk us through initially what happened when you've got the news and shit, and then what that time next was. Like, what was that really,
Yeah, right. It's easy for me to say it was the darkest time ever. Yeah. I remember getting that call from the doctors. I was going back and forth for scans and everything. Doctor called me. This is day before Thanksgiving. He test came back. It looks like it's Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I ain't familiar with cancer. Like, I didn't know what that was. Right. I said, lymphoma. Like I said, what's that? He said, it's a form of cancer. I'm like, stuck, serious? Bro. Like confused as hell. Like I'm an athlete, bro. I work out all the time. We eat good. I'm healthy. Like, what you mean cancer? And I was just so confused. And I'm still dealing with this knee. My roommate at the time got a torn Achilles. That's what I'm living with.
So you got the vibes. The vibes
shit is
so
just downhill.
Low. Yeah.
And I remember just sitting there and I'm just like, what you gonna do? Like, well, ain't no, what else can happen at this point? It's like I'm not about to. And the hardest part about the whole thing was telling my bros. Yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Your brother, your actual blood brothers.
Yeah. My blood brothers, yeah.
Because they're all rallying behind you.
My brothers would kill for me, man. Yeah. Like my oldest one. I got the youngest of 5, and all of them is like, do anything for me in the world.
Literally
my security, my protection, my right hands, everything. It's just like, how would they feel if their youngest brother was not here no more?
Probably the worst thing ever for them.
How would they feel if their youngest brother died? You know what I'm saying? I said, I can't do it. I can't go.
I love that that was part of your motivation.
It's for them. It was bigger than me. It's like, I'm just thinking to myself, like the pain because I know the pain of one of my brothers passed. Right. So I'm like, nah, I can't do it. So it's like whatever we got to do.
So how, just to slow you down a little bit, when you get the news, how, is it a day? Is it a week of you just like completely like just sitting there trying to understand it and rally yourself, or is it like an hour then you're like, fuck it, all right, let's go, what do we got to do?
No, it's crazy because with cancer, bro, it's the first thing you think about when you wake up. It's the last thing you think about.
I can't even imagine, man.
That shit consumes you. So the day when he first told me, it ate me up for an hour. I called my mom's. I told her what it was. She stayed strong. She told me later on she started bawling when she got off the phone. But
of course,
it's just like, and it felt like I couldn't escape it. Crazy story. The day later, I go up to Erie, slowly trying to break the news to people. And
back to your hometown.
Back to my hometown. We went to go see that Rocky movie. In the movie, Rocky get cancer, bro. You seen the latest Rocky?
That's crazy.
I'm like, I'm in the movies, like I can't even enjoy this shit no more. Like this shit is following me.
See, the way I see that though, that's a fucking omen.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's on accident?
No.
It's just like, yo, you can like this shit happens and it's beatable.
Right.
And what, you know, or just like, at least how I see things now. Like I could imagine then you're like, oh my God, I can't even escape this. I'm trying to go watch a fucking film.
I'm trying to watch a movie. The star in the movie get cancer. So yeah, man, I felt like I couldn't escape it.
Yeah.
And then, man, it's like you said, it's a blur memory. But I know my mental toughness. I was like, this shit gotta be on point.
Yep.
You know, I gotta just do it.
So, what do you remember any methods of like did you go to bed? Did you? You know, were there any methods you were using at all to always keep your mind slightly as positive as it can be?
Yeah, methods prayer for sure. The faith became so strong throughout this whole journey, you know. But I used to watch my own highlights. I was like thinking about what it's gonna be like when I come back.
I love that.
I knew what the story was. I'd be on YouTube watching my shit.
See, some people, I think maybe I wish I did that now.
Yeah.
Because for me, my injury.
You didn't do that?
No, my injury kind of. I think a big part of why it didn't work, because I rehabbed my fucking ass off. I think the bigger picture is God had bigger plans for me, something different. I know that now. That's why, that's my whole perspective, you know. But I felt almost like a different person, like in a negative way, in the sense of like I'd be watching my guys playing and watching guys do well that I was better than, like on my team, and obviously I'm happy for them. But I'm like, all right, cool, you know, and a whole season goes by, and I start throwing again, and I feel different. Yeah. And it almost felt like that guy was somewhere else. The guy, the All-American version of me was like, you know, and I was like trying to get back. So the fact that you were doing that is dope. That's so fucking because dope, it was keeping with you, you know?
It was staying with me.
It's really cool.
I know what it was. I was manifesting, like I saw myself running out the tunnel again. I saw myself running.
So you were doing all this?
I was doing all this. You know, that's why the imagination, the mind is way more powerful than you could ever think of. Like, strong mental is second to none. I remember watching myself run down the field, and I was thinking about everything. I was like, I know the first time I have a bad game, they're going to say he ain't the same. I was like, I know that they're going to try to say he's not the same he was before and all that. But I was like, I'm going to come back, man, and it's going to be a story to tell. Everybody was like, bro, the story already written.
So did you have to fight doubt, personal doubt? All the time?
Just because, like, everything I was on a steroid called prednisone, and that just makes you, like, super hungry. I jumped up to 260 pounds, bro. And I was 220 when I got diagnosed. I gained 40 pounds because I was just holding on.
And you can't fucking move. You can't
do much, you know? And so it's like holding on this water weight, and I was like, damn.
So was that worrying you as well? You just like...
It was worrying me, but the thing is, I always knew I was going to be able to play again.
Yeah.
You know?
See, that knowing, you're saying, like, I always knew.
I always knew.
That's why you did.
I always knew. Exactly.
This is what I'm trying to tell.
You got to put that shit in the universe.
Exactly.
Like, you got to really
I love that
put
you're
it
on that
out
wave.
There.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I'm on that wave. You got to throw that shit in the universe.
Facts.
Like, that shit is real.
Are you listening?
That shit is real.
That's really, like, this is what I try to tell. I'm trying to put my fans on this, the people that care or, you know, or looking for any kind of direction. Like, these kids, you know, the social media age of distractions and comparisons and when am I going to figure out what my purpose is? When am I... Right. It starts inside.
It starts inside. And really, bro, that wave, like, we keeping it real, and it's not even corny. Like, the waves and vibrations are real.
It's all facts.
You ever was like, okay, this dude's cool. No matter how cool he is, though, a person, like, y'all not going to be hanging out. It's just because the energies don't match and collide. Frequencies. Yeah, so it's like, there's people... Bro, everybody's cool. Like, he's here for a reason because y'all energy match up. Exactly. Y'all alike. So you can't force it.
Exactly.
You can't force it. So if you put that good shit out there in the universe, bro, that shit is real. It's more than just saying you gonna do it and being strong. Like, you really gotta manifest it. And I'm sorry if y'all don't understand that, but you have to.
Yeah, no, the bigger challenge is like what I'm trying to do with this is just like all walks of life, all different trades, like athletes, investors, musicians.
Yeah.
There's a common theme, bro. It's self-belief.
Self-belief.
And for me, it wasn't really like what I said. It wasn't really a conscious like self-belief. I was always the man, you know, and I had a great family, so I never got too big-headed, you know. But the self-belief was instilled in me. Yeah. And then technically I never came back from my injury. So we're in different boats. Like, you know what I mean? But I did come back. I just different lane, you know, like and really it was God's purpose, you know? But I wanted to ask you about faith as well. Were you a churchgoer before this?
Not even.
So when this happened,
this happened. I got the verse Jeremiah 29:11 tattooed on my right leg underneath my scar on my knee. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to give you plans not to harm you, but give you hope in the future. And that's because without me tearing my knee, you know, I wasn't gonna take myself out the game for being tired or anything like that.
Right.
I'd have died on the field. You know, because I'd have kept taking shots to the chest. So it's a reason, like, God laugh at you when you make the plans.
Right.
So every day now I pray. I said, God, just guide my life. Like, control my thinking. Give me the strength, the energy, and the mindset. My grandmother told me to pray for that. The strength, the energy, and the mindset. So before every game I do that. But the faith, I know that it happened for a reason. Like, he tore my knee for a reason.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? To save me. And now story's still being written.
And I could see you're you haven't strayed from that path.
Yeah.
To see your Instagram. Posting
I'm
prayers.
letting it be known.
Are you a daily prayer guy when you wait? What's your daily routine now mentally?
It's a great book out there for everybody listening. It's called Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. It's 1 page a day. It's 365 pages.
Amazing.
It give you 1 page a day. It lines up so crazy. Like May 23rd. May 23rd is the day. I posted on my page a while ago. You probably remember reading it. May 23rd was the day I was declared cancer free, and on that page it was like, today God's showing his true colors. He's revealing himself. He's by the flowers, the birds, the stars, and he's answering prayers today. Bro, I kid you not, I read that part about 10 in the morning that day, closed the book up. I said, we good. I'm cancer free today. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's so crazy.
It's in the book. If you don't believe, man, I feel bad for you. You got to believe in something.
Yeah.
Believe in something.
I mean, that's really what religion is, I think.
Yeah.
It's obviously been man-made in a sense where...
In a sense, of course.
You know, I don't believe in it's hard for me to wrap my head around like all the different ideologies and that they clash, because really the core ideologies of all of them are very similar.
It's just a higher power.
Something to believe in is a bigger purpose for humanity to stay on path, you know? But I wish I could say I turned to that during my time, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I turned to it in a recent personal hardship that I went through just behind the scenes. And I started realizing I needed to make changes. Yeah. Personally. I was kind of feeling like I was missing out on a bigger purpose. You know what I mean? Like, life kept giving me these breaks. You know, like small town dude, no one ever makes it out. Yeah. Went on All-American, fuck. There goes the arm, it's not working the same, done. My parents, I could see the look in their face. They're fucking rattled. You know, they were just worried for me. Like, you know, because my whole life was dedicated, you know. My whole life was dedicated to, you know, this journey, this dream that I was actually really like fast track achieving. And no one could really believe it from where I was from. You know?
Same old.
And then I have this break like right away. I'm not the best rapper. Like, I think I'm fired out.
Fire, bro.
I'm figured the fuck out, you know, but like that's just reps. You know, I got a late start in music. I didn't start till I was like fucking 21. So most people are like already know writing poetry, writing raps when they're like 15, 14, playing instruments. Nah, I was like your normal jock, student athlete, you know? And really, bro, like what happened recently, I was just like, wait, I got the crib I want. All this shit that like, my crib's 5 times the size of the crib I grew up in. My parents still live there. Like, I got all this shit. Why do I feel slightly unfulfilled? You know, like there's something wrong. And it was here. I was taking a lot of shit for granted, focused on these little problems that mean fucking nothing, you know? And that's when, it was a hardship, but that's when I like, all right, I got to go back in and rewire. And this thing I saw, it was really cool. You could probably like kind of connect with it. But this dude, Wayne Dyer, you should fuck with Wayne Dyer. You'd love him.
Who is that?
Yeah, I'll text you. Wayne Dyer, he passed, but he was, they called him like the father of motivation in the 80s, in the 90s. Was on the Power of the Mind manifestation shit, had a bunch of bestsellers, but he has a story. He's like, if you drop your keys inside and it's pitch dark and you look out the window and you see that it's light out there. So you go out, you're like, I can't see in here, I'm never going to find them. So you go out under the light and you're like looking around, and he tells his story. It's a hypothetical, but his neighbor comes out and he's like, oh, what are you looking for? I'll help you. You know, he's like, my keys, I lost my keys. So he's like, oh, where'd you drop them? He's like, I dropped them inside. He's like, the fuck are you doing out here then? Right. You know, and that's really what people do with their problems. They're looking outside for something like, or some person, some relationship, something outside of themselves, when the problem is only solved inside. And even when it's dark and it's hard to figure out, you can't go elsewhere to figure out your problem. It has to start here. And he has this quote. He's like, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I really think like a lot of what you're saying is really that you figured out that, you know what, this is an incredible hardship, but there's a reason.
Perspective is on it, is everything.
I got perspective tattoo right there.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
We're weirdly aligned. This is what I'm saying.
Perspective is everything, bro.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And that's what that's why I wanted to kind of dive into this. So the story doesn't end here.
Nah, we just getting started.
The hardships, especially. So this motherfucker had torn, what, MCL, ACL? MCL, torn MCL, fucking cancer to the point where like guy says you would have passed in a week if you didn't go in.
Week left.
So you go through how much of chemo?
12 rounds of chemotherapy every 2 weeks or 6 months.
And that shit's fucking painful and draining.
Draining, it's all of that, bro. It lasts for about 4 or 5 hours. On Monday, every Monday. That's why I love Mondays. Because I ain't getting fucking chemo on Mondays. Everybody's like, I hate Mondays. Shit, I love Mondays.
Grateful for those
Get
Mondays
chemotherapy
now.
on Mondays. See how, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, every 2 weeks for 6 months, 12 total rounds, bro. And then that shit eats you up. It's like, bro, the doctor comes out. She comes out with it in a robe, a mask on, gloves, holding it like this. Like, it can't get on her skin.
Yeah.
Or else her skin gonna blister up. They pumping it inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
fucking wild.
I'm like, what is going, like, what's she doing with that? You know what I'm saying?
Where's that shit going?
Yeah, exactly. And so,
yeah,
man, I'm just like, bro, this shit is.
So fast forward, you get through it. That day you find out you're cancer free.
Yeah.
Where are you? You're in Pittsburgh?
I'm in Pittsburgh still. Yeah.
And you're at University of Pittsburgh still.
Yeah, I'm still at school. Yeah.
So now you have another. Is that before your season? During the season? What's going on?
That was in December. So the season started September. I started treatments in December. So tore my knee September, rehabbing all September, November. Late November, get diagnosed.
How the fuck are you rehabbing your knee? Why?
I ain't had no option,
nuts, dude. I never heard
Sometimes
of that.
you know what I'm saying, the best option is no option.
Yeah.
I ain't had no choice.
So you were going to chemo and then you were doing fucking knee rehab as well.
Shit, roller coaster, bro.
Crazy.
Wild ride.
It really is wild, dude.
ride.
I hope you don't take. I
But
know
I'm
you don't
like,
take it for granted.
You know I don't.
I know you
But
don't.
it's like, I got to get to the league.
Yeah.
I told my brothers a long time ago, I said, if I don't get to the league, bro, I feel like a failure. And I was wrong when I said that because it's way bigger shit than the National Football League.
But I get it.
Yeah, but you get it. But like, I love the game. You know what I'm saying? But that was my motivation. Like, whatever it takes.
Crazy.
It's so easy to say. It's hard to do, though. You got to find that shit from within.
Right.
You know, the way you grew up, though, the way I grew up, too, definitely helped me. You know, just
you got
with
a
the
real
brothers.
family, great family.
My bros being hard on me and just wanted to do it for them.
So you do the rehab, the chemo, you get healthy.
Yeah.
Is your knee healthy? But when you get the news about about being cancer free,
It's almost healthy. It's almost there, but
so you're still in that journey.
I'm still on that journey. The season, like I said, I'm done May 23rd. Training camp started in July, so I had like a month and a half left of some more rehab and stuff. But I was ready to go to knee healed up really quick.
Then you go back. You have another season.
Yeah,
at Pitt.
another
Ball out.
season. Ball out. 1,000 yards. First team all ACC. Beat Penn State. Beat Clemson that year. Number 2 team in the country at their crib.
Fire.
So fire, man. So
fire. So then when you go, the draft rolls around. You're lower than you think you should have been because of the health issues. You think?
Yeah, I know my talent. I was like, I know I didn't play my best football this past season.
Right.
Like I had 2 months to prepare for the season after 12 rounds of chemotherapy.
Right.
You know, so I was out of shape. I was running out the tired for the national anthem. You know, I'm exhausted, but I got to play a whole game.
Right.
And so
That's crazy.
I'm like, there's a 3-year period too where a chance for a relapse, everything. So I know that, you know, a team
For the knee.
for the
Or
knee
for
the cancer
For the cancer.
for the cancer, and I'm like.
That's fucking horseshit.
Yeah, it's
to
horseshit.
have that in your, to have that, just not the fact that you know that. It's just like, I can't even really celebrate. Like, let's not over celebrate this shit. Like, so you're out of that 3-year range now.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Just celebrated 3 years, my dog.
Really?
Yeah, just celebrated 3 years.
Congrats.
But I know, like, you know, I was supposed to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And the money difference from a third-round pick to a first-round is we talking like $20 million.
Life changing.
But I'm like, shit, I might not even get drafted at all. Teams probably gonna be scared of this. The Bird called me, man. They took a chance. Last dude they drafted from Pittsburgh was 1999 because I usually stay away from that.
Your shit feels like a movie, bro. Really does.
Stay tuned.
You're fucking Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Like I love being able to share this with my fans because I didn't know, and I knew you a bit. You know, right. Believe it or not, the story doesn't end here.
It doesn't.
Get healthy, get drafted, cool.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Another problem though. I'm behind my dog El Bell, Le'Veon. I'm behind Le'Veon.
The best in the game at that point. I'm just happy to be in the league though. I'm still gonna work my ass off, but I'm happy to be in the league. He sit out the whole training camp. Was this your rookie year?
It's my rookie year. He sit out all training camp, so I'm running, and I'm like, okay, I might ball out this year. Le'Veon gonna show up a week before the season start.
Of course.
They tagged him. He getting $15 million that year. Obviously he gonna start. You know? So he start and he played that whole season. And so I'm like, damn.
How many rushes did you get? Do you remember?
I got 32 rushes on the season. On the whole season. 32 rushes, like 140 yards, no catches, no touchdowns.
What was your mind frame here?
I'm like, I said either something gonna happen because they were in the contracts again for next year. I was like, I know I'm gonna start back in this league.
You're staying positive.
I'm staying positive for sure. Why not? I'm in the league
and you're healthy.
I'm healthy.
Your perspective, the crazy part is that what people don't understand when they're going through hardships. Is what I try to tell because my messages are full of kids like, "This my mom's sick," blah blah blah. You don't understand is that like once you buy into the fact that everything that's happening is serving you, it's for you.
Yes.
Even if it really hurts.
Right.
Even if it doesn't reveal itself for 10 years.
What's the point of taking the sympathy route?
Exactly. You're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. Yeah. You're only hurting if you're living in the present and you're not enjoying the present. The only thing you're doing is hurting your future opportunities.
Facts, bro.
You can't attract good things if you're in a negative vibe. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't gonna align. And it's like, bro, man, I'm not exaggerating, at least 75 to 100 messages a day.
I can imagine.
Can you make a quick video for my cousin, my aunt, my uncle who has cancer, my girlfriend, it's like,
I can imagine.
Don't believe that shit. Like, yeah, you have cancer, but
you can beat it.
Whoop that shit. Like, just get it done. I know it's easy to say. I got the athlete background, but it's like, man, I get chemo, bro, and I try to get a workout in. Like, doctor told me don't be a couch potato. If you buy into the fact that I know everybody watching this.
You're sick and dying.
Yeah, it's like, don't get the chemo, just go to the couch and just be a bump on a log. Like, don't feel like that shit's eating you alive. Like, come on, man, you stronger than that. You stronger than that. So, like, don't believe into that.
Facts.
You don't gotta.
It's all the power of the mind.
Don't take the sympathy route. Don't take the sympathy route.
I follow, like, I've really dove into this shit because it's been life changing. It really has. And I mean, as far as to like, it goes as far as like, there are doctors who are like, literally will go on record saying like, I know which dudes are gonna beat it.
Yeah.
Before it even starts, because they're like, yo, let's fucking start this shit up. Yeah. I'm gonna beat this shit. Like, I have life to live.
Got shit to do.
Yeah.
It's like,
and there's other people like, oh my god, okay, let's do it. Like, it ain't gonna fucking work.
You ask them how they doing. I go to the hospitals and I see people and I'm visiting them. And I'm like, how you doing? They're trying to make small talk and they're like, every time somebody ever asks me how I was doing, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm cool. I'm cool. This is cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? My center, crazy, nobody knows, but my center from Pitt, got diagnosed with osteosarcoma. It's a cancer in his leg. Like, he had to have surgery. They removed part of his knee and everything. Every time I asked him how he was doing, I'm cool. He just beat it. Had chemotherapy, had 2 surgeries, everything. He just beat it. Ain't a
coincidence.
It's his mind. It's your mindset. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm good every time I ask him. But I asked other people and they're like, I'm doing all right. Like, man, come on.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Come on. And it's like, they don't even know no better.
I know a lot about people, I like, just day to day walking around. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I know a lot about people just from that reaction.
Just from the reaction.
They don't even understand it.
It's like, turn me up. Come on.
Yeah, be like, oh, I'm amazing, man. The dude's like, I asked the dudes at Valet, they're like, yeah, we're great. Like some older guys sitting in a parking garage.
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah. And like what that guy's seeing out of his eyes, like shit's great.
You can get with
Fuck it. Like, yeah, of course this job kind of sucks, but like he ain't even seeing it like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So to keep going now, that year you don't get many touches. Cool. Come back. Is this the year that
this
pops
year
off?
Too. This is
pops
last
off
year.
For you?
Last year.
Pop the fuck off. Walk us through what happened.
So I'm running with the ones all throughout training camp again, and I'm like, shit.
Le'Veon's holding out.
He holding out, but he was talking after last season. He was like, if they tag me again, I'm about to sit out. I'm chopping at the bit. oh, you gonna sit out?
Like, all right, cool.
You gonna sit out? Like, I'm about to work.
Yeah.
I'm going hard training camp. Best shape ever in my life. I'm training. My off-season training went good.
Right.
You know, I feel like I said, this is the year I'm gonna be at my full strength, my best. Like they never seen a me like this before. Not even in college.
Mm-hmm.
You
weren't lying.
He don't show up again throughout training camp. Week 1 starts. We at training camp in Latrobe. It's like an hour away from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You know, get away from everything. And we get back to Pittsburgh, and I'm like, okay, he gonna walk through this door any second. Like, he about to be back and get a starting role.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday goes by, he don't show up. Wednesday go by, he don't show up. Thursday don't go by, he show up. I'm like, oh shit, like we didn't game plan for 3 days now. Like he not gonna know what the game or nothing is.
Mm-hmm.
Friday come around, he ain't there.
I remember following this on
Saturday come back, we go to the hotel, he ain't show up. I said, all right, week 1, like I gotta go
Let's
versus Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
At Cleveland, you know, I grew up watching the Steelers-Browns rivalry.
Your grandma said she was a fan. I watched the video.
Yeah, grandma was a Steelers fan. Grandparents was
a Brown fan.
Yeah, Brown fan.
Brown fan, yeah.
And so came out, tore their ass up.
Balled out. So you didn't have 2 different knee injuries, or did you? Just one knee.
I forgot.
So this guy had so many motherfucking goddamn
life of a running back.
So many goddamn hurdles to jump that he forgot it. This is what I was getting at.
See, that's I don't even think about it,
this
bro.
is what that's crazy.
I don't even think about it.
This is what I was getting to, like,
because week 15, I tore my knee versus the Patriots. My other leg.
I'm gonna say I think those back checks.
He's like, yes. Fuck, man.
My rookie year.
Your rookie year. So you get through the rookie year, you barely get any touches. One of your touches, you blow out your other knee.
I had like 3 carries that game versus
and
the Patriots.
You blow out what, your other MCL?
My other MCL. I'm like,
this is where people like. This is what I'm trying to get at. Like, it's so fucking hard to stay mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Just the capacity it takes to believe when shit just keeps like that's what keep going. Like, I have a tattoo right here, bro.
I just look at that shit
like
this.
It is.
Let me get through. I just look at that shit as a bump in the road.
Yeah, that's how you have to.
It's like, I know a couple people would have just hung it up. Like 2 knee injuries, I'm done.
Cancer, like
I'm done. Like, this ain't for me.
Clearly,
it is for you.
Yeah.
It's the test, though. Weather that storm.
Yeah.
You know
there's a crazy quote from Thomas Edison that I love, and it applies. And, oh man, like, how does it feel to have invented something that changed humanity forever?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, the only thing that separated me is I never stopped.
Right.
I failed. A lot of people would stop at failure 10,000, at failure 500, at failure 300. Mm-hmm. Guy, he said he failed almost 15,000 times before. Right. 15,000 failures until he got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's at a smaller scale, obviously, but like. Right. This isn't a physical thing. We're talking about failures like he's not getting the electricity spark.
The light, I know.
He's not, the physics aren't working, whatever.
Yeah.
You're physically, and not only are your failures, extremely taxing on your body, but not to mention what it does, it's a timetable thing now.
Timetable.
You're just spending so much time in your prime of your life fucking on a rehab, having someone plug up shit and do
crutches,
all this. Exactly.
On the couch, like, trying to be out
so you get hurt at the end of the year, you have the season, you have the surgery.
Yeah.
You come back next season, you're ready to rock. That's the year.
About OTAs. I heal fast, though. I heal quick.
That ain't a coincidence either.
I heal quick. Because I tell myself I got to heal quick, obviously. I tell yourself everything.
Crazy. So you literally have the second knee surgery, come back, have a Pro Bowl year.
I'm a dog, man.
And yeah, exactly.
I'm a dog.
Yeah, and think about how the stars had to align. You're behind the best running back.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, he was number 1, right?
Yeah, he's number 1.
Just so happens he's, whatever the fuck happens in his mind where he doesn't work for him, That's crazy.
Yeah.
None of it's coincidence either.
None of it's coincidence.
That's the crazy part.
I'm supposed to be in the Berg. I'm supposed to be in the city, the same city I played my college ball where I'm from.
Doesn't happen much.
Got my treatment. It don't never happen. It ain't never happened before.
Really?
It ain't never happened before. It was meant to be, bro. It was definitely meant to be, man. And
fucking wild.
Came back, balled out all season long.
Pro Bowl.
All season long. Went to the Pro Bowl. That experience was crazy. I remember being with my boys back in the day, sitting on the couch, watching the Pro Bowl, watching the stars, man. It's like the Pro Bowl, like the best of the best. Like, who gonna show out in the best of the best? Now the Pro Bowl's obviously different. They don't tackle and everything, but just the fact that I'm there, like,
which I'm not mad at.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys need to be hit anymore.
We don't even need to do that at all. But just seeing, man, like Hopkins, Von Miller, Mahomes, all them, just getting tight with them, getting to know them as dudes, like, rather than just saying good game after the game, like getting to know them, drinking with them, doing all that, man. It was the experience was crazy. I got to go back every year now, and I'm going to go back every year. Every year I start, I'm going to the Pro Bowl.
So are you interested in? It sounds like you are. You're interested in networking with the guys.
Yeah.
And just building the friendships across the league.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Just the respect, the mutual respect?
Just mutual respect. We know the discipline, what it takes to get there, and you know, just there's a limited few. There's 1,500 dudes in the league, so you know,
that's
just
the best.
I got respect for everybody in the league, and they good dudes, man. So and life is all about relationships. That's all it's about. It ain't like it ain't what you know, it's who you know. So that's all it's about. It surely is. It's all about that, man. I'm trying to live a life. I'm trying to have so much fun. But I told you this. I said this ain't gonna be after we met again in Pittsburgh.
I know.
So that ain't gonna be the last time we link.
Sure.
Now I'm in LA.
I mean, I hang out with a lot of. So I have a lot of athletes. You see the jerseys, like across a lot of sports. You know, being an independent artist, especially, like I really needed. It turns out like the athlete world really helped me, like substantiate and help me grow. Yeah. There was one thing I saw online. I wanted to. Bring up your boy Aaron Donald, right? So I know you got, what's the connection? He was on your college?
He was a senior. I was a freshman. He was a senior. I was a freshman at Pitt.
And y'all look like brothers too. I always thought y'all were related in some way, like same fucking build, skin tone, everything. But I saw this article where you had posted something he had said to you. And it's like, we're gonna look back and be like, and I wanted to hear your take on it a little bit because I thought I had similar things with that, like especially with my parents. Like my dad would send me shit. Yeah. My mom would send me shit. And it's crazy because it, like, for me, I didn't come back in the sport, but I just, you know, I came back in life in one way or another. But I remember how those things felt. There's something you said earlier that's crazy because I do the same thing. So right now,
you was doing your research, Brody.
Yeah. See, just today. But every Sunday night, I get on my phone, I get an alert. It says your internship blog is due, and it puts me right back in that time where I was starting to come back from my injury and I was not the same. Yeah. You know, I was the boy, you know what I mean? Like really could ball the fuck out, you know? And it just wasn't the same. I'm at a new school. I graduated from Duke. I'm at a new school. I'm at Georgetown, lesser program, lesser team. But I'm like, all right, cool. This is my chance, right? It's not working out, right? My arm's just like the functionality of it. It's just like, I'm sure you went through a time where you're like, fuck, you know, I don't even know if you did. But for me, it wasn't even painful anymore. My arms just didn't like flow the same. You get what I mean? Like I was like a dude who like had crazy movement. I'd throw like low mid 90s, but the ball would move all over the place, which comes from like elasticity of your arm. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I rehabbed, I'm stronger, and I'm throwing like 5 miles per hour slower than I used to, which in baseball doesn't sound crazy, but it's a fucking huge drop. Like talking about being a first rounder to like a 30th rounder. And I never took this alert off because it was the lowest point of my life. I was doing this fucking internship because I was at grad school at the time.
Oh, I never knew that.
Mike Stud wasn't a thing. I had just started like dabbling, putting music out. I put this one song out, kind of popped a little bit. And I'm making them on GarageBand in my dorm room closet. Like $100 mic, like the worst, lowest possible shit. Never re-recorded. That song has 10 million plays now. It's like started my career looking back on it. Yeah. But I remember how I felt. I had to go in. This part of my life, I was getting like 3 hours of sleep a night. Yeah. Because Georgetown grad is fucking tough. It's a good school. So I'm doing that. Then I have an internship that I have to do because it's part of the program.
No, you didn't probably want to do
baseball practice or games, right? And a music career. Or I wasn't even looking at it as a career, but for some reason looking back, I kind of was, because I would stay up in the middle of the night, even though I had to be up at 6 for this internship. Yeah. So I would go to the internship before classes and then right to practice or right to the game, come back, eat any homework I had, and then music. I wouldn't even start music
hit the studio.
Exactly, my room. Yeah. No one fucking with me, none of my boys. No one's like, it wasn't like I had this, it was just like this thing in me that I like knew I needed to do kind of type thing. But something you said earlier is like, what'd you say? You have every Monday. Oh, you talked about Monday.
Yeah, chemo's on Monday.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I get this alert like 10 years, you know, this is 7, 8 years later, and I get it, and it just makes me feel warm inside because I remember that fucking time.
Right. You got to start the Mondays off right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I ain't got chemo today. This is going to be a great week. I'm going to make it a great week.
Instead of the, you know, when you wake up, you just like, I'm eliminating that feeling. Like there was a point in my life for a while, and it's kind of looking back, I'm not ashamed of it, but just like I see how wrong I was in the fact that I wasn't waking up excited. I'm living this life that I never thought, you know, especially my story. My story's crazy in its own right, just because like no baseball player's ever gone on to have a fucking hip hop career. You know, like so it's just crazy. It's one of those things where I realize like my mindset, the fact that I'm not eternally grateful for this second opportunity and waking up every fucking day shot out of a fucking cannon. Yeah, we're human, you know, but at the same time, that change, like I said, I went through a personal hardship, and that really, like I started, when we talk about the power of the mind, every day, bro, like when you wake up, what's the first thing you do? Do you have a certain routine that gets your mind right? Have you kind of grew from that where that was only when you're injured you had to do that? Like what's your routine?
It's low-key both. It depends on what the day brings. You know, I like stability in my life is like big. Like sometimes it could be considered conservative, you know, but I just got to know what's going on. So it depends on what I got. Obviously, if I got some plans for the day, I wake up differently. But shit, I do got plans every day. And that's the plans to, I don't think about it, but I know it's like in the DNA. It's just like, I got to get better today and doing something like whether it be what I'm about to eat or when I'm about to work out or what business meetings I got. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I wake up, something got to get done today. And if I don't think about that, the movements where I go, you know, mimics
like
that.
I literally had to, it wasn't a force. It was just like, I'm not going to pick up my phone for the first thing.
Yeah. I remember you was talking about that. Like you need that cleanse.
I'm actually just going to like, I have a affirmations thing. Like I'm deep in this game where I literally like, the first thing I put into my mind is like, I'm thankful I woke up today. I'm thankful my body works every day.
I read something that literally if you wake up and the first thing you do is check your phone, you get put into a reactive state of mind.
Facts.
Because if you wake up and you go to your phone and you're waiting to see who liked it or who followed you, now throughout the rest of the day you're gonna be waiting for a reaction.
Facts. If I could have any impact on, I think I mean, you're already so mentally fucking strong. Yeah. You know what I mean? You made it through shit that I don't even know if I fucking could. But dude, like this shit has been life-changing for me because it just gave me like, I was kind of being programmed incorrectly. Yeah. That's what happened when I realized I was like, fuck, there's something wrong. Yeah. Something wrong. Becoming so concerned with what everyone else is doing, what they think about what I'm doing. These people don't even fucking matter to me. You know, they have no
can't do nothing for you.
Yeah, I'll never see that. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm why am I so really like I've dove into like the mental thing, like listen to doctors talk about it and shit. Like just straight up going on your Instagram, like that shit's at the front of your fucking temporal lobe when you wake up and you're putting it right there. You've already programmed your mind in your day. That's the first thing you've consumed. Where now, bro, I like sometimes I have to like, I'm like halfway down Instagram. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? Put it down.
Put that shit down.
I'll write in the journal. I'm thankful. Do you meditate at all?
Low key. You know, everyone.
Go down that path.
Yeah, I need to.
I want you to. It will only help you. Like you already got it, you know? Yeah. But man, it's just been life changing for me. And I was already very mentally strong in my own right. But like creating peace of mind for somebody who is under the public. That's why famous motherfuckers never really figure it the fuck out. They don't. There's a lot of people that don't, and everyone can't understand it because you're like, oh, you guys got all the money and all. Oh man, if I just had that money, I would never be complaining. It's not how it works. That's not how it works. But what I'm saying is like, I actually think the more you have, the more you have to look inside and just understand, like, not putting blinders on, but understanding like it's about you.
What you stand for.
Take care of like, it's the same way you have to take care of your body every day. You have to take care of your mind. Yeah. And yes, you can be programmed, although you're the most mentally strong motherfucker probably ever that I've met. Seriously, you have to, for me, meditation has been like, and I struggle, it's been a few years now. I went on a retreat to like learn it from somebody. It's transcendental. Okay. So, but there's many different scales and levels. What I'm saying is understanding the value of like creating, like, bro, nowadays, people can't even sit in a room by themselves with themselves and not go crazy. You have to be stimulated. What's happening on your phone? What's happening on Netflix? What podcasts? What book? Just sitting and creating a way of just like slowly making your mind like a calm, peaceful pond. Yeah. No waves, no ripple. And bro, I'm telling you, bro.
The
it's
worst
like,
thing in life you could be is wanting to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't be with yourself, like
Exactly.
it's all bad.
Exactly.
It's all bad. I
You
live by
can't
myself,
sit in a
man.
motherfucking room by yourself and just be completely comfortable with your own self. Just
Yeah.
you, your brain, your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think meditation is just a huge tool. And if you, as you get older, you're gonna get into more shit. I already know you're gonna do shit outside of football.
Right.
We already talked about it. You're just gonna understand, like, almost you'll be drawn to it. Like I was drawn to it. I knew I needed.
What is it
to,
like? You try to sit and think about nothing, or
so really, essentially, what it is like nowadays, bro. Like no one can find like tranquility completely for their mind. Meaning, there's all like I want to say there's 30 to 40,000 thoughts a day per average human, and if you can, meditation is simply the art of slowing down the thoughts. Yeah. And I let like your thoughts will go. Everyone has this like high regard. The guy that taught me taught one of the Beatles to meditate. Like, and they were the most. So this guy's been in the game for a minute. The first thing he said is like, don't hold meditation to a standard. This expectation of like, I gotta feel so like it will be a journey to get to that moment of peace or those moments of peace. But even if you sit there and like your mind wanders the whole time, it's just the art of like, nah, come back. I have a mantra which can only be given to you. It's called transcendental meditation. I think you should look into it. Regardless, you can just start with meditation. There's a bunch of different forms. Yeah. And it's really just kind of the art of like, we have all these fragmented thoughts, bro. Like you just opening your phone and seeing what one motherfucker said about you. Mm-hmm. Not even about you, anything at all.
But just reading it.
It's like, yo, if you want to go up a hill, but every 2 seconds, you take a step that way, you take a step this way. That's what we're doing to our brain. How do you really go forward? How do you really go up and make it to the top if every 3 seconds you're taking a step in another direction?
You ain't getting no ground.
That's really what meditation is. You have a lot of mental. This is just shit that when you get on your fucking $100 million and you're all this shit and all these different business opportunities, like it's about like once you can curve and you can really like kind of, it's controlling your mind. Yeah. And just like when shit gets too loud, I'm gonna go meditate. Every single person I look up to business wise,
they meditate.
All of them. Swear by it. Jerry Seinfeld is the first guy that really like struck a chord, because I'm not even a Seinfeld fan really. I know what he built. Like he built like,
you know what it is.
Groundbreaking motherfucking TV show that he built, wrote, acted in, everything. He said without transcendental meditation, he wouldn't his career wouldn't even exist. If you do it properly, they say it's like getting a 2-hour nap in 20 minutes. So you just it's like it really is like, bro, I've had times where I meditate in my room, I felt high. It doesn't happen all the time, but I literally felt high. Like I've taken drugs, taken mushroom, things like, you know, felt it. Like, shit. And no one could tell me different. Yeah, you know what I mean? And once you do it, you'll be like, holy fuck. But again, it was a 2-year journey. Yeah. Something you put your mind to. I challenge you to, anytime you're feeling it, just like start. Really, like a safe way of starting is just like you sit there and you let your thoughts go, but you come back and you think about your breath. Okay. Like you're focusing on your chest. Yeah. And then, you know, like it's one of those little cheat codes that get you started. But I just urge you, whenever you're feeling, if shit's ever getting hectic up there.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
That's kind of what I said about like looking inside. When shit's loud, don't look out.
Don't look out.
Look in. Just, you know, figure it out. Of course, my guy.
I'm always going to be
a few more things we wanted to talk. Anything else? What's our time right now? An hour? Cool. So
keep rocking.
After this, I'm going to I told him during a break, he thinks he can beat me in ping pong, so we're about to play some ping pong. I told him to start, maybe he can go get a meditation now and start manifesting that victory. But this is my dog. Everyone, where can everyone find you? Just tell them if my fans.
It's the basic name, man. Instagram @James Conner, Twitter @JamesConner_. All positive vibes, bro.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be a fan of anyone in the fucking world, be a fan of this guy, because I met a bunch of. I told you this. I'm around a bunch of athletes, and you know we felt a similar vibe. But like, there's a certain, when you come from where you come from and you go through what you go through, come out the other side. There's just a certain energy that you have, and I think you can. Gonna be able to shine that light on a bigger scale. You're just getting started.
Just getting started,
baby.
You just gotta stand for something, bro.
Yeah.
We all go through shit, hardships. You can't escape no adversity. You're gonna have a death in the family, be laid off from a job. know somebody who get diagnosed with some wild shit.
Right.
Perspective is everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can't accept adversity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's somebody said this. It's like life is like, think about water. Like water is really like one of the key components of life on Earth. Most of our body is water. Most of the planet is water. And what does water tell you? The tide comes in, the tide comes out. It's an ebb and flow. Like so every time, like I'll be on an amazing run with shit.
Adapts to everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Take the shape of it, take it and roll.
Exactly. So it's just like every time I'd be on a run, 4 or 5 amazing things happen in a row. Something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen.
Don't allow that.
Yeah.
Just look at it as another thing. It's like another, and really, if you can kind of change your perspective completely in the sense of like, yo, everything's meant to be, everything's a bigger purpose. It makes the hardships easier. Everyone's gonna have hardships, but you're giving yourself a better chance of overcoming it if you're looking at it properly. You know what I mean? Which is you're a perfect example of. Exactly. So I'm gonna kick your ass in ping pong, and then we'll get on our way. We'll get on our way. Appreciate you so much,
Thank
man.
you, broski.
Thank you. I appreciate you
man.
For life, my guy. We need a JC jersey in the motherfucking Wall of Fame.
You want the black jersey, the white jersey?
Black.
Got you.
Black. All right.
Black 30.
Thank you. Let's do volley for sure. Alright, that's that. So I'm gonna give you the A+ serve, you're gonna be rattled, but I have to.
21, right?
Yeah.
You back in the house?
These guys are catching out since they know this. This guy growing up since they're he's been catching out his whole life. Hey, made him get better for you. 7-2. Right? Then we got count. We got game tape.
7-2.
Want to check the game tape?
That's a long game, though.
She was probably right.
9-2. Don't give me the game.
I mean, I'm actually trying to. It has a different vibe now. Hey, 16-7. It's the serve, my guy. Think it's short? This second dimension is a point. I think it's 0.8. Woo! That one is for my Patriots, you know what I'm saying? Come on, for my Patriots.
0-0.
Alright.
Guaranteed victory.
You are?
Guaranteed victory.
Okay. 0-1.
All I gotta do is find your weakness.
Oh, I know, man.
Let's see. I found it.
I know.
It's over here.
Is it?
Oh! 7-3. Hopefully one thing is over. Bring it back.
Whatever you need, man.